Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Medieval Reader. So it's been a while since I made a video. I think the last video I made was my review of The Half-Drowned King by Linnea Hartziker. And I am nearly done with the sequel, The Sea Queen, which came out in mid-August. And then I will make a video, probably early next week, about my impressions of the sequel. I just want to say that I'm enjoying the series so far, and also that I'm being kind of au courant for once, and reviewing a book that just came out recently. Like, how intriguing. I don't really keep up with new releases. I mean, I know that they come out, and so I guess in that way I keep up with them, but I don't necessarily read them right when they come out. But Hartziker's first book was just so amazing that I had to continue. It's too bad the last book in the trilogy will probably come out next year, but that makes sense. One book a year, I think, is quite reasonable. But that's not really why I'm filming today. I'm filming today because I really just want to check in and to say that I'm doing well, but also because I want to connect with you. I want to know how you are all doing, and I want you to know that I haven't forgotten about you. It's just hard for me to come up with topics for videos, to be perfectly honest, because not everything that I'm reading for school I necessarily want to make a video about. I'm constantly trying to think about, what sort of videos you guys would want me to make, and somehow tags just don't work for me. I've tried different tags and they're too restricting. I don't know, they don't work for me. I have done a few tag videos. I really love the second language acquisition tag. I think that's what it was called. I really like that one because I get to talk about my language learning experience. But yeah, generally tags, they're not necessarily my go-to kind of content. It's okay. And I just couldn't find a tag that would really help me connect with you today. So the tag wasn't working. And I thought, oh my gosh, so what can I talk about? And I realized that this is actually a problem that I've been having for a while. Just the other day, my department, actually both the French and Italian departments, had their, what they call a First Friday meeting. So the first Friday of every month, we meet up and there's food and we just chat. And I had nothing to talk about. And I realized that this is actually a problem, that this is something that I actually need to address in my life, that I am very culturally ignorant. I barely watch anything on Netflix, and if I do, there's some shows on animals. I don't watch sports. I don't watch films. I barely ever watch movies. A lot of the very popular movies I have never seen, so I have nothing to talk about, and that's really a problem because in social events I can't talk to anybody and I feel very lost. And I think that's partially the reason why I feel a bit lost right now. I feel like if I had other interests that aligned with your interests, then I could be able to communicate about something not necessarily book related. So I just wanted to say that I realized very recently that being very, very obsessed and passionate about one thing isn't necessarily the best thing, and that keeping up with popular culture and kind of trying to, I don't want to say conform to the status quo, but to understand and be able to engage with the status quo is a real strength. So I saw the first episode of the Great British Baking Show the other day on Netflix, and this is the first episode of the first season, not the fifth season, the first season. And I do agree with everybody that Mary Berry is great. Definitely prefer her to Gordon Ramsay, whose shows I have seen. I find him just really an unpleasant person. I feel like you should be able to give good critical feedback while also not being insulting. I feel like those are two very different things, and Mary Berry does a very good job with that. I'm not a baker. I'm not really into baked goods, so I don't really feel inspired to bake, but it sure makes me hungry when I watch the show. I think learning how to make small talk is a really important skill, and it's one that I haven't exactly acquired yet. I think, again, mostly because I'm culturally ignorant. So, I mean, I definitely have more cultural knowledge than maybe I give myself credit for. I mean, I follow Twitter. You know, I'm really active on Twitter now, but again, academic Twitter. So I don't know how much you would be able to relate to any of that. It's so funny because watching Netflix is the way that people, oh, well, I won't say everybody, but a lot of the people I know say, oh, I just watch Netflix for hours at a time. And, you know, that's my way of chilling. I have other ways of chilling, watching booktube videos, watching some motivational channels. I will link below some of my favorite, but currently my favorite is Amy Landino. I think her content is really, really great. It's really a chore for me to watch a show all the way through in one sitting. For some reason, I have the attention capacity of a chipmunk, and I can't watch a show all the way through. But I can read for 3 hours at a time, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so school has started back up. I teach, again, I've taught before. I, of course, enjoy teaching. And taking classes. Second year is less, well, promises to be less stressful than the first year, because first and third years are the most stressful. Third being actually the most stressful because there are a lot of requirements that we have to fulfill. A PhD exam, we have to write a field statement, we have to write a proposal. I mean, there's just a lot of formal things that we have to do before our thesis year, which is our fourth year, and of course our fifth year. And you know, I would really like to finish in 5 years. I kind of wish I didn't have to take 3 years of classes because I already have a master's. Well, actually now 2, because last year, well, this past May, I got another master's because it's just part of the program. In the same subject, by the way, which is bizarre. I feel like I've been rambling for long enough. Hopefully you got to know a little bit about my weaknesses, which I always feel very uncomfortable to share on camera. But that shouldn't be surprising to you, since I just told you that making small talk and just even talking about anything other than books, and like a very specific kind of book, is really hard for me. But anyway, let me know how you're all doing. I don't know how much of this video I will be editing, but hopefully there will be something to upload, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.